you reached Screaming Geek Media. Today we're going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life. We'll talk about the movie itself, and then we'll talk about the 4K release, the video, get my thoughts on it, show you some screenshots, then we'll talk about the audio and bonus packaging and whatnots. But before we do, if you like physical media content, home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos and like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. You can keep up to date with everything I got coming out. So let's just dive right into It's a Wonderful Life with James Stewart, Donna Reed, and Lionel Barrymore, of course. Directed by Frank Capra. And you're probably going to be thinking I live under a rock because until this weekend, I have never seen this movie. Of the millions of times it's been on TV, I've never watched it. You know, I'm 51 now, and yeah, so I finally got this. We watched it this weekend. And honestly, I love the movie. I'm glad I finally got around to watching it. I wouldn't be afraid of watching this every year. It's very, very good. Now, this 4K release comes from Paramount. Came out in 2019. This Steelbook came out a year later in 2020. It was finished with a 4K digital intermediate, HDR10, Dolby Vision. From a video standpoint, I have to agree with other reviewers out there talking about how 4K can make even the black and white films look gorgeous, because this is phenomenal. I cannot get over a movie that came out in 1946 can look that fucking good. I mean, this is insane. The amount of depth and detail in the picture. Seeing the textures of the clothes, you know, the solid blacks and whites really stand out. The contrast. As I was getting my screenshots ready, I was going through, and then zooming in, I just could not believe the amount of detail that was coming through. One scene late in the movie when he's with his angel sitting at that bar and looking at the edges of his coat, you see the couple spots of the fuzz sticking up. I was like, wow, this is simply amazing. I've never owned any release of this, so there's no Blu-rays or anything to compare the screenshots with, so all that's left is just some screenshots of the 4K. The Blu-ray that came with it is a colorized version, so I wasn't gonna, you can't compare apples and oranges. I refuse. I mean, back in the day, it might have been cool to see movies colorized, but at this point, it's what it is. It's a classic. It shouldn't be screwed with. Leave the color out. Leave it black and white. I think trying to colorize a black and white movie just kind of ruins it, in my opinion. Now for audio, they give us the Dolby TrueHD 2.0 mono, and it's a very well done audio track for being mono, and as old as it is restored. You'd expect some harshness out of an old movie, but they did a really good job making it feel warm and inviting, feel the atmosphere of it. So a very nice solid audio track for being 2.0 mono. Now for a bonus, not a lot, but some interesting stuff on here. A featurette restoring a beloved classic in 4K. We actually watched that. It was very interesting. Also has original cast party home movies and more. So some pretty good content on here. It's definitely worth watching. It's really interesting seeing how they restored this, how badly damaged some of the nitrate negatives were. They show how they did that and had different sources. I was able to splice together. So for the packaging, this, like I said, this is a steel book. I normally don't collect steel books. It's a lot of extra money a lot of times, especially if you've already purchased a regular. But this one, you know, got on eBay. It was cheaper than a standard version, so I was like, well, I don't care if it's a steel book or not. Hell, save a few bucks, I'm going to get it. And of course, it comes with the J card on the back. It's a really nice looking steel book. I mean, I will admit, if I had money to blow, I would collect steel books. They really gorgeous. You got the 4K disc, the Blu-ray disc behind it, with a colorized version on it. And of course, it's got this little poster. Let's see if we can get this out of here. With Arrow is really known for putting little posters with their releases. You can see behind the disc is. So this is a great release that came from Paramount. Definitely highly recommended. It definitely a must-have in your 4K collection. I know a lot of top 10 lists out there. This is included, and I've been thinking about doing my own top 10 list. And this would definitely be in that. It is that damn good. I'm so impressed what 4K can do to these old classic movies. Like Jeff said on Films at Home, old movies being restored to 4K they're so much more inviting than the newer movies. It just really shows what the format is all about. And if you haven't seen that movie, like I hadn't, get it anyways. You'll love it. So that pretty much does it for It's a Wonderful Life 4K review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. And we'll see you again. Geek out.